it in jest. I'm sure that because this is mentioned now, that it's manifested, it will probably pop up in real life. Not your penis. I know that very rarely happens for you, Joe. But this situation, this circumstance will manifest at some point. No, but it was an example. I didn't mean that I'm going to practice the example live in the fucking room. You don't need to take everything I say fucking literally. But the point is that that circumstance will probably come up now, and you'll be aware and go, actually, I don't need to bite here. I don't need to do anything. I'm just going to stay silent. Because whether I shout at the top of my voice and react and get violent, or whether I just walk away, what changes in the truth? Nothing. See what I mean? So all this needless suffering, all this ego and pride and dignity that feels like it's lost or hurt or, affected, isn't. It's fake. It's not real. But most dum-dums don't know that. And I just play the game. I'm a really good player in this game, I used to be dead crap, but the more you play the game, the better you get at it. I'm getting better and better and better. Soon I'm going to be a master of this game.
You should have practiced silence, Panacea. I love the way British people say better and better and better. And instead of my house, I'm going to my house. No, I'm going to my house. Me house. Me house.
Look, I can say it a lot better than you, me house. I'm off to me house. My house is better than yours. Yeah, we're a bit stupid, us Brits. But then again, we invented the language, motherfucker. You copy off us and you contort and twist and distort it till it sounds all stupid and dumb. You know what it is, Joe, right? Don't get me wrong. I love all people. I don't love egos. I'm not obligated to love egos, but the source of egos, the source of personality, I love dearly. And we were talking about fighters last night, like UFC fighters. There's a guy called Fedor Emelianenko. He's like a world champion UFC fighter. And he said, God comes first, then my family, then work, all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't based on any kind of religion or belief, but it was like a direct truth, the way I perceived it. God comes first. Then we can have families and jobs and egos and a world and mind and thoughts. You see what I mean? And God coming first gives rise to the statement itself. You see what I mean? So it's like now, all that food you ate yesterday, that insignificant, insentient stuff you call food has fed your brain. Right? And all it was a little bug vegetable and, food mass. It wasn't intelligent, it wasn't talking, it wasn't being psychological like you try to be. It was just stuff, and it was there, and it sort of went into the body, and it's feeding the system that is the body, right? And it's giving rise to all your thoughts now. Everything you're saying and thinking now, based on that, and lots of other factors as well. Like sunlight and oxygen, all these things that seem unintelligent, insentient. And all that stuff is happening and coalescing with itself and giving rise to these words and sounds. So these words and sounds are a direct product of apples and sunlight and oxygen, thus meaning they're one and the same thing. Can you see what I'm saying to you? Do you see what I'm saying? So whether I say this is God, this is reality, this is a dream, it's an illusion, the truth was already there. The truth already is. Just like the fruit and the apples were there to allow me to say this. Or to claim that it's me saying this. So the truth's already there, baby. There's nothing to find. Nothing at all. Stop it. Stop right now. You're going to give yourself a headache. Right, that's it. I've had enough of this shit in this room. Next person. The next person to type gets bounced. Go on, I dare you, motherfuckers. The next... Right, that's it. Coach is out. Where's his name? Right. We're going to bounce you, coach. Reason, typing. You're out! Come on, fuckers, who's next? Next person to type, out. Right, Tina. No, I'll let you off, Tina. I'll let you off. Oh, hang on, let me just unban coach before he starts crying. You don't want to miss anything. Oh, I see a lot of Justins in the band list. Justin 1522, Justin 1523, Justin 1520, Justin 1521. What the fuck? You're a very desperate man, Justin. Oh, there we go. Look, we've unbounced him. I'm sure he'll be back in a second. Like clockwork. Right, anyway. But remember, this is a willing participation. Nobody is under any obligation to be in this room.
Wow.
Yeah, welcome back, coach. Welcome back. See, we like to sort of do that, don't we? Right, Deb, go on then. I'll have some scrambled egg on toast. No, actually, wait a minute. What about Uchi Bar's a burger? Can you do it? Uchi Bar burger, you know. I don't know if you've got to spend over something though. Yes, you heard toast. You heard the word toast. Eggs on toast or cheese on toast. So that was my final thought for the day regarding ego. No, I'm not done. I'm just done on that subject. Ego talking about ego. What does that mean? Are we in court here? Is that like a piece of evidence? Oh, it's ego talking about. Is this like a piece of evidence? You know, item number 24. Ego talking about ego. Oh, shit talk is my forte. It's where I perform best. You know, I just wish they handed out certificates for talking shit because I'd have millions of them. It's quite ironic, really, isn't it? Because a lot of people visit the metaphysical, spiritual section for some kind. And, you know, you're going to get some kind of help. I've come here for help. I've come here for spiritual sanctuary and advice and all that kind of stuff. And it all just ends up a big load of coalesced bullshit. It's like, well, I weren't looking for this. When I came into these rooms, I wanted to find myself. I wanted to find some clarity, man. All it did was confuse me. That's all it did. What the fuck?
Has anyone seen that movie? What's it called? What's it called? The Grey, that's it. Well, this is shit.
Well,
What, Joel?
It lives.
Oi, 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 oi.
It's alive!
So, Joe, I bet you didn't even go to YouTube, did you? And check out the old polar bear story. All that shit you were chatting on mic this morning, I bet you didn't even go do the research. You know, you follow conventional psychology thinking it's the be-all and end-all in terms of understanding the human psyche, the human condition, whatever, and I bet you didn't even do the fucking research. Fuck you.
Wah, wah. No, actually, I already knew of the story, Panacea. I already knew of the story.
Don't fucking lie to me, slag. You didn't have any fucking knowledge of it at all until I fucking mentioned it, so shut... Alright then, what's the story? Don't you fucking YouTube it now. Tell me the story right now. Go on, tell me the story. Don't YouTube it.
Zeke ho! Zeke ho! Zeke ho!
Yeah, I am in control. It's Troll Thursday and I'm in control. Do you get it? I'm in control.
Panacea, you hurt my feelings.
I hurt your feelings. Shall we analyse that? I hurt your feelings as that statement appears. How do you hurt a feeling? What is a feeling? Show me one. And how do you hurt it?
You kick it.
What, is that the answer?
oh, cool. Well, I guess I'm not going to be doing this much longer. Broadcast. Computer's doing its bullshit again. Isn't that cool? Doesn't seem to get along with Pell Talk. Wonder if I can pipe it in. Let's find out. I don't hear anything.
Joe's probably on YouTube now, doing the research. Oh yeah, I know all about this. I'll tell you all about it now.
No, I'm not on YouTube. I'm looking at the room text. I don't need to go on YouTube. I saw the video. I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think it was on one of the news agencies. I think it was MSN or CNN or one of those news places. They showed older gentleman, probably about in his 50s, with a beard, a little bit heavy set, jumping in a pool with a polar bear. Is that the guy you're talking about? I really paid it no mind. It doesn't catch my interest, so to speak. And again, Panacea, I cannot talk about something that I do not know. I do not know why it works like that with polar bears. I am not an animal expert, zoologist, veterinary, or any of those things.
No, it doesn't just work with polar bears. You know, like in circuses, right? You know, like animals turn on their trainers, don't they? The animals that get whipped and fucking abused, like, turn on the trainers. And we sort of look at them, oh my god, look, it's a wild animal, we shouldn't be doing, yeah? But that's why they turn on the trainers, because they're getting whipped and beaten, just like a child might hate a father for beating them up as a kid or something, you know what I mean? And they carry that through their whole life, you know what I mean? And as a generational split happens, and if that's perpetuated, then that's just going to happen again and again and again, like it does in nature. So yeah, the basic principle is that the polar bear was provided for. It didn't need to go out and hunt and kill other animals or anything. It was provided for. It was loved and cared for from birth, and that's just proof. That's proof right there. I rest my case. And that's based on the 3-hour conversation we had on it. On whether we should smack as kids and why fucking society is so fucked up and all that bollocks. If you can tame a wild polar bear cub, then you can tame anything. You can certainly tame people by teaching them love and compassion and respect and all the other bollocks, yeah? Coach, I am on mic next. Whether you like it or not, watch. See, look, I'm on mic again. I've got the hat in this room and you better fucking get used to it.
So, you'd have to keep a child in total isolation, because even if you, when showing anything towards that kid or showing that kid any sort of violent tendencies, they're going to get it from society.
I say duct tape the kid to the wall. That'll teach him a lesson. And Pan, I hate to break the news to you, but there have been many, many animals that were well taken care of, pampered and such, who turned on their owners and did some damage to them. One in particular is the two guys that did the show in Las Vegas. He had the one tiger that turned on him and about tore him apart.
He fucking deserved it. I bet all those, I think them trainers do beat those animals into submission. I was watching this Spanish bullfighting thing this morning. I just happened to be looking on BBC at news and shit, and there was a side story, that 3 matadors had been mauled by bulls. And I'm like, how fucking are you twat? These cunts are about to stick a big fucking 20-inch sword into the bull's into back at neck, you know what I mean? They're about to murder these bulls, just these innocent, wild, living creatures that brought them into these fucking pens and treat them like absolute shit. They're just going to kill them. Just for the fucking, look at me, I'm an 8-hour bastard, I'm going to kill this bull. Why would you do that, you stupid cunt? You deserve to be mauled. Yeah, it was just karma in my eyes, intrinsic karma. Not like me versus you as ego, but just karma itself.
Well, I don't find anything wrong with man going up against beast. You feel like going out into the wilderness with a hunting knife and taking on a grizzly bear or a polar bear. go for it. By all means, feel free to do so. You know, you feel like going out into the jungle, taking on a gorilla with a machete, by all means, go for it. You know, mano a mano.
You know, that reminds me as well that I was watching a video of Coco the gorilla crying. This gorilla was crying. I think Robin Williams, you know the actor Robin Williams. Bless, oh, this gorilla is just so cute. And it had like a little kitten, and the kitten died or something. And you know, like gorillas use certain sign language to express emotions. And the gorilla's talking in sign language saying bad, unhappy, sad, you know, like I'm really sad. Oh, it was just so unbelievable watching that gorilla do that, interacting with Robin Williams. But actually, no, this was an older one. The same gorilla, but a different video. But yeah, I mean, it's a generational thing, like I said. Obviously, society is like this. It might have taken 1,000 years of this wayward, backward, unconscious thinking for society to end up the way it has been now, you know. It might take 1,000 years of learning love and compassion, and you know, it's a transitional thing. Everything seems to be an evolutionary thing, doesn't it? Change over time and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, eventually we will become, you know, something bigger and better. I'm sure. It's just trial and error.
Yeah, bigger and better will be when the sun consumes the earth and we go back to our true nature. Our true nature. That'll be bigger and better.
I don't know about that. I think before that happens, we'll become a species that does not require speech. We will be able to communicate telepathically. Uh, you know, I think a lot of us, pretty much, we may not even need a human form. You know, I don't know. But I know that as you see us today, a million years from now, this is not who we are, or this will not be who we will be. We will be a completely different creature. For all I know, we'll be just a brain and a stem floating in air. That's it.
Now, to be honest, I think we've come as far as we can go in terms of evolution. You see, the biological.
Did you drop the mic there, Pan? Can I get a mic check, please? Thank you. Yep, Pan must have dropped the mic. What actually happened was Deb walked up behind him and slapped him upside the head with a frying pan. Coach, I'm almost afraid to ask you, what are you doing with a bull penis? I mean, of all things to have in your house, a bull penis. Okay, Coach, why do you have a bull penis? Do you collect penises, Coach? A cutter. Wow, that is interesting. Pan, what happened to your hat there, buddy? Coach, I'm not gonna touch that one with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, no. Hey, Diana, how you doing? Like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is. Now, Diana, is that the Farrell song? Happy or whatever it is? Oh, she was bounced.
You trolls.
I don't think. I don't think at all. About what? What you on about? Sorry, I got cut off for some reason. You know that society, by its very nature, has to have an element of corruption, or it'll collapse. You know that, don't you? That's why there's all this crime and shit going on. You know, if there were no thieves and no criminals, there'd be no courts or judges or police or lawyers or prisons. See how the fabric of the structure of society itself can be ripped apart if you just remove one of those little elements. So if you get rid of crime, society will fall apart. And everybody's like, oh yeah, we've got to get rid of crime, but not in that way. Yeah, have I got sound? I don't even know if my fucking mic's working. Is it working now? Yeah, I keep getting... We're going to be getting monsoons and shit. What the fuck's a monsoon? What is a monsoon? I know what a tornado and a hurricane and a fucking tsunami is, but what the hell is a fucking monsoon? Is that just like lots of rain or something? It's amazing people feel the need to be constantly entertained. Constantly. You know, based on their filters and what they find entertaining and all that shit. Like constant fix. Like coach, I guess. Yeah, I'm not really here to entertain, but if I am entertaining, then, you know, that's a bonus. I'm just waiting for me fucking... I want something to eat. I feel like I'm fading away. I'm down to 6 stone now. You know what I mean? I've been on this diet, extreme fasting diet for the past 2 days. I've lost 6 stone. Ooh, fucking hell. Yeah, welcome back, Joel. Welcome back. Joel, what did you mean by put the cam on? Did you mean for that fucking Google hang-up? I mean, Google, whatever it is.
Oh, you're so smart. But since it's Troll Thursday, you don't have to do anything. Because it doesn't matter whether people see you live or I just put your photograph on. It doesn't matter. I know how much you hate to be told what to do. Because you have a authority problem. No, you're not into fame. You're not into this. You're not into that. So you're just into what you want. You don't need to please anybody. You don't need to go along with it because it would be such a bother to put your camera on, willing to take a hat, be archived, let someone do all the work, but you don't want to be noticed. And so you complain about it. A real nice act, you hypocritical son of a bitch. You're stupid. Because I don't want to. You have a real issue with authority, you know that? And until you get over that issue, you have an issue. Sorry, motherfucker.
You say something, Joel.
No, I didn't. Now, here's a sign for you. I know that you're not supposed to be upset about anything. Here's an example. You're hungry, you're tired. And so you don't live in a real world where you get tired and hungry, and you don't care if your little one, what happens to her at all. You don't give a shit. Just like you don't give a shit about fame, making a name for yourself. Funny thing, you seem to choose what to be concerned about. And of course, you're not concerned about fame or wealth or what anybody would want, but you are concerned about your loved one, your little girl. You hypocritical son of a bitch. You're stupid. So what I'm going to do for you is let you know that you don't have to be part of this room anymore. And I'm going to close the room because I'm irritated with your shit and your hypocriticalness and all that crap, because I'm not into Troll Thursday. That's why I left. I'm tired. I've been up since 12 o'clock last night. I got 4 hours of sleep before that. I should have stayed in bed if I wanted to get better sleep. Nothing but problems with both computers has been happening for several hours. I'm kicked out of the room, you're kicked out of the room. My thing goes down, my broadcast goes down. I ask you simply to turn your cam on, and that's too fucking much for you to do. You're just all shit. You don't know when I'm kidding, when I'm not, and you don't give a fuck. So go fuck yourself. Happy Troll Thursday to you, folks. This is archived on YouTube, and you're going to be able to listen to this bullshit forever.
How's the room shutting down? Damn. Then that's a good picture, right? You look happy.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the room to shut down so I can go somewhere else.
What, is Joe making threats? That's it. I'm contacting the MP. Shut the fucking room down then, you senile old bitch! Hey, Faldo, how you doing? How you doing, buddy? Hey, Colt, how you doing, buddy? No, I didn't. I disconnected, Coach. I didn't see no fucking bull penis.
Did you Uji bar that Uji bar then?
Done, Dib. It says an hour, but it'll be earlier, so you always give extra time.
Keep it a secret.
Wow, that's a big one, Coach. That's a big one, buddy.
Who's that fucking clown on Joel's cam? What, he looks like a monger, that guy. Why's he got a concord for a nose? And those buck teeth. What the fuck? Surely that's not me. Is that me? Is that my real identity right there? Is that who I am? Is that how I define myself? Jesus Christ, I'm ashamed.
It's wrong. That worked on the 22nd of May. That worked today, that picture. Because that picture you're sat downstairs. You haven't been sat downstairs for 2 years. No, Coach, what am I going to do with that? One, it was too thin. And two, it was too long. What the fuck would I do with it?
Well, do you want me to bounce everyone out, Joel? That might help a little bit. Do you want me to bounce everyone out? My show, I feel privileged, Joe. You know, I've got a show going on right here as well, in this house. And the show is kids fighting, Debbie shouting, traffic going by, all that kind of thing. Oh yeah, like one big show. I can't distinguish like whose show it is anymore.
Well, it sure ain't my show. My show wouldn't be as shitty as this one, man. And at least give something to the kids that want to be entertained, for crying out loud. Motherfucker. God. You know, you're good, but not as good as I am. You can't bullshit or master bullshitter, honest to God. Good thing you're not listening to this live on the internet, otherwise you'd know I'm talking about making fun of you and stuff because you're not even focused on what you're doing because you don't give a shit. You just want the chocolate-covered moments with the least amount of fucking work. Do you know how I know that? Do you know how I know that? You're probably not even listening to the internet. You don't even know half the tricks I know how to fuck with people. You're an amateur, man.
You see, this is not like a regular scripted show. You know, like if you go to see a comedian, you expect him to stand there and tell jokes and be funny and stuff, yeah? Well, in this room, this show, don't expect anything. Don't expect me to come on the mic and entertain. Don't expect to be dotted or not dotted. Expect nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. You know? And then everything will be alright. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I've got a hat. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if I had one or didn't have one. The show must go on.
Ah, bullshit. Blow it out your ass. Oops.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh.
Hurt my ears. God, why did you do that, man? You little fucker. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You see, you don't even give a shit about the audio. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have hurt our ears like that, asshole. Fuck. So, you take no responsibility for anything. Oh, that's nice, just like everybody else. Hey, it's none of my concern. I don't give a fuck. I'm just here because I'm here. Yeah. Ego, 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 ego. Speak out of both sides of your mouth. Lie, cheat, steal, then cover it up with lies. Oh, yeah, just like everybody. You're not even intelligent enough to know that I've been talking to you on the web because you're fucking tuned in, you asshole. You don't give a shit. You don't even take advantage of the fucking toys that you have, you stupid fuck. You think you're a master? You're nothing compared to the master. I think you've got a ways to go yet. Let's see, you're all of 25 years old now, got yourself a woman, popped out a couple of kids, taking advantage of the welfare system so you don't have to fucking work or do anything. And you are going to compete with me, 64 years old, that's died over 8 times, come back to life over and over, and I remember it. And you make up stories that you think people will buy to make yourself look good. Then you apologize, you steal all of my techniques, then call me names like I call you names. You just don't have the finesse. You just can't make it work, motherfucker. There's nothing like the master to show you how it works. So fuck you and your Troll Thursday. motherfucker. How do you like me now, anyway?
I do stealing as well. I always steal material. You know, even this language that I'm speaking, it was being spoken before I was speaking it. That's how amazing I am. I just seem to mimic everything naturally. I'm naturally influenced by everything and everyone, and I don't have to do anything about it. But you called me nothing there. That's the greatest thing that anybody has ever called me. You called me nothing. You called me nothing. And you know what? I couldn't have been called anything greater. So thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. I do. I owe you for that. At least that was some true acknowledgement. You know what I mean? True acknowledgement, not more lies.
Ah, don't worry about it. You don't owe me jack shit. Go fuck yourself. If you think you owe anybody anything, an apology or to say you're sorry, you're just like, pfft, what the fuck is that all about? You know? Come on, you think you can have it both ways? You think you can live in a world and use this Elvita fucking bullshit to bullshit your way through life? So when it's convenient for you, you can blame it on somebody else or blame it on anybody that's near enough to accept the fact that they're to blame and then cover it up and don't take any responsibility. You don't take any responsibility for anybody that you come across except for the people that you actually love. Now, who would you suggest that gets executed if you had a choice between one of your daughters, your own kind, and somebody else? Yeah, somebody that isn't your daughter. I'll bet you if you were in that situation, motherfucker, I know who you would choose to save. Hmm? How do you like me now?
Yeah, Joel, if an elephant suddenly ran into your house and tried to attack you, would you go out the front door or the back door?
Well, that's a good question because I'd grab my elephant gun, okay, which I've been just waiting and dying to use, and I'd shoot that motherfucker right between the eyes, and then I'd mount his fucking head on a plaque and say, "Hey, I tell people I went to Africa, and when I was younger and shot this." How big is the elephant anyway?
Oh, it's a really, really big... Look, let's get more ridiculous. What would you do if a frozen chicken started dancing in front of you, shouting, "I love Joe"?
I'd say, wow, that is awesome. I must be, somebody must have put acid in my drink. Or, I don't know. Pick something. What would you do?
You know what it is with you, Joe? You've got an answer for everything. Most idiots have got an answer for everything. Now, when you asked me that ridiculous question of what would I do in that particular scenario, I didn't answer. That's not happening. That's not anything like true. But a moron will always try and answer the question because he thinks he's smart, thinks he's one step ahead of the game of truth. Well, you make yourself look like a dummy there. So you're a bigger fool than what I thought you were.
Yeah, how many times do you beat Debbie a week anyway?
No comment.
Debbie, how many times a week does he beat you? Now, be honest.
You mean in the bedroom or out the bedroom?
They all count, doesn't matter.
Well, she does get a few spankings per week. I will admit that. I don't take it as far as to bruise her or anything, but she does get the occasional spanking, yeah.
She's not into being bruised? What the fuck? How can you call that a beating if you don't bruise them? God, I had a girlfriend once that... Oh, never mind.
Joe, are you trying to get an erection here? Is this your secret, snidey way of trying to get an erection? Because, I mean, you've suddenly twisted it and turned it into some sexual, sordid, fucking weird conversation. A minute ago, we were talking about, like, elephants and bloody stuff. Yeah, I'm just kidding. What's going on? What's this room all about anyway tonight? I know it's Troll Thursday, but where are all the trolls? There's no good trolls in here. I'm not impressed.
Well, I am not impressed either. So, you know, what are you, stupid? I'm trolling you. I didn't even want to have anything to do with this room. I wanted to see if you could get people to troll and take control and get them to diss you and disrespect you and have you bounce them. You know, you did a real weak job. You only bounced Coach once. Jesus, I've bounced him as many times as I think, what, 4 or 5 times, Coach, now? Can you remember? Nah, he can't remember either, so I'll make up a figure. I think I bounced him at least 5 times. You want to confirm that, Coach? And if you don't answer, I'm going to bounce you again.
Yeah, yes, that's correct. You have bounced me several times.
Well, I don't know if you guys knew this, but several, according to the one book that I found, the definition of several is 8. A few is different than several. Several is 8 for your information. Are you sure it was 8? Because if it wasn't 8, it wasn't several. Stupid. I think it might have been 6 or 7, but not several.
You know, if you remove all concepts and beliefs and all that kind of bollocks of time, how long have you been here? How long have you been here and now? I mean, let's look at this. I know it's Troll Thursday and nobody gives a shit, but this is my way of trolling, asking these ridiculous questions. How long have you been here? So, you're not in time, right? And there's going to be no time after this body's gone and blah, blah, blah. So the concept of infinity even goes out the window. Because, you know, I think infinity is even, it's a vague, subtle attempt. It's a sort of smart-ass attempt at getting away from the concept of time by saying actually there's no time because everything's infinite. Infinite. It's not finite. So, how long have we been here, Joe? If we don't pay attention to any form of time at all, including infinity, does the question become null and void? Yes, it does. See, the question becomes meaningless, doesn't it? When you really realise that there's no time, the question disappears. When you really realise many things about all the things you believe, the questions will disappear. And you'll know why the questions disappear. But anyway, yeah, enough of this shit.
Yeah, it's really piss poor shit, you know, really. God. Groping at straws. Oh, Jesus Christ. What I can't figure out is why anybody like Ace Dimmer would even want to come into a room like this. He must be a newbie. Why don't you welcome the Thoughtbridge way?
Well, Ace Dimmer is a personal friend of mine, so I'm not going to give him any shit. I've spoken to him for many lifetimes. And I don't, well, he's not really a newbie. He's actually well versed in the antics of divinity.
Oh, bullshit. You're lying through your teeth. I went to high school with him. And it wasn't fucking lifetimes. Get fucking real. That's all woo-woo stuff, you idiot. You don't believe any of that crap, do you?
No, I don't believe that crap. What is that, Coach? Yeah, it looks like what is it? Oh, it's a golf club. Oh, very nice. Golf club. We've got a golf player in the room, everyone. So are you saying that that used to be a bull's penis? That stick there? I don't believe you. Bull's penises aren't that long. Surely not. Unless it's like a pig's penis, like a corkscrew, and it's all sort of like wound up. Yeah. Just put it up again, Coach. Let's have a look at it. That's quite fascinating. How they treated that then? How they actually treated that and made it that solid? I mean, did the bull die with an erection and that's just how it looked? Shit. Oh, that's pretty cool, that. You're a weird fellow, aren't you? You're a very weird man, having a bull's penis for a fucking golf club.
Well, can you hear me? Well, I guess you can. He's not even tuned into the live portion. Otherwise, you idiots would know I'm having a lot of problems here. You're so fucking stupid. Lazy motherfuckers. He could have had that on the archive, but no. He turned on his camera, showed it off, said, did I see it? I don't give a fuck. But the people out there might give a fuck. Might be somebody that cares whether it's a bull's penis or not. Well, you're not on the web yet. You see, I'm trying to show the room. And since you don't even bother to come to the live Google Hangout, all right, let's see if the room's on here. Okay, now, I get accused of interrupting. I have to put the cursor in the room, okay, and increase the size of it, which you'll see on the finished product. And my audio cut off. Isn't that cool? You don't hear the echo anymore, do you? That's because...
It's always a work in progress for you, isn't it? We never actually see the finished product, man. That's sort of representative of this existence. We never quite get to that bloody truth.
Well, I'm sick and tired of the fucking bullshit. They keep fucking with my audio. They keep fucking with my audio. All right, now, hold on. It comes and goes. There it is. You're on cam now, Coach. Being archived. Now show the boys and girls what a bull's penis looks like. Okay? And there it is. Very long. And that's when it's... Is that when it's like yours? All shriveled up and you don't have an erection? Or is that an erect bull's penis? What's the story on that? Oh yeah, and I did catch where you were pretending to lick the penis. Now that's really fucking weird. Nobody ever saw that on YouTube. Go ahead, archive yourself for fucking ever so your great-great-grandchildren can come and see somebody they're related to pretending to lick a bull's penis. Yeah, they ought to get a kick out of that, huh?
You see, Joe, you say that nothing's original, right? But I know for sure that I have never experienced bloody Coach licking a bull's penis. I never thought I'd have seen that. That's definitely original.
Well, I'm sure you have it. That's what I've said. You know, you played in the sand pile. Just because you played in the sand pile doesn't mean there isn't any more to discover about things that you could do. Nothing's new under the sun. Just because it's not new under the sun, and you went through the eraser, they've erased your mind so that you can, you know, come back and do it all over again. And wouldn't it be great to be stupid, naive, ignorant, so that you could give your heart away and have a broken heart, and you could get your first blowjob all over again. You get be a virgin all over. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. You get it set up. You know, you just it's cool. You know, you get to be a human being. You get to be as stupid as you was before you got so damn realized. Oh, you just so fucking realized. I mean, it's just like blows my mind how awake you are. Well, anyway, that's good. Troll Thursday. Here again.
You know, Joel is so enlightened. I really, really love listening to this guy. He knows what he's talking about. I am willing to sit for hours and hours and hours and hours and days and weeks and years and lifetimes and infinities. Because he's got so much important stuff to say. He makes such a contribution to existence. You know what? You're on my list of friends. My true divine friends. Joel. So that was very nice, Coach. Thank you for that. I never thought I'd see a golf club bull's penis or whatever. Yeah, that's quite amazing. You know, just another formation, just another arrangement, another expression. You know, like if we say things like, oh, it's all the same stuff. Which one do we believe more? Do we believe that everything's different? For instance, different colours. You know, like here I've got a speaker. I've got a little bottle. Here I've got a lighter. That's got like metal and plastic on it. So if I say all of this is the same stuff, or it's all made of the same, does it make it any different? Is it perceived any differently because I say it's all made of the same stuff? So in my mind I'm saying it's all made of atoms and vibrating energy and oscillating stuff. That must mean that these objects that I'm looking at here, like the lighter, the speaker, the table, are the same as the thing that's looking at it. The eyes, the brain, blah, blah, blah. So it's all the same energy. So how much value is there in words like, is this all the same? Isn't it speaking for itself? Onslaught of life, oh nice. Oh, a knife? Oh, there it goes. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing that, isn't it? So that includes my thoughts as well, these thoughts that are happening. You know, like the thought everything is the same. As the eyes make contact with the speaker, everything is the same. I can see it. Same as my thought. No way, it's different from my thought. Do I believe the word different? Do I follow that, or keep that, or do I keep the word same? Which one sounds better? Do you think there's any difference? Do you think they're really the same? Very perplexing. Well, surely they washed that bull's penis before they turned it into a golf club.
Well, we have a call that's been coming in here from the Farmington Police Department. So we're going to take it finally. They probably left me a message. It's so cool. I've got a system now. Yeah, I received a phone call from the Farmington Police Department.
Do you know who it was from?
Oh, it just came in.
Okay. You hold on. Let me see. I'll check with the people that are here.
Okay, it was just about a minute ago.
Okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na.
Joel, there are 3 people in the building, and I've checked with all 3 of them, and no one has called there.
Okay, well, I can prove I'm telling the truth.
Oh, I'm not doubting that you are. I'm just saying there's 3 people in the building. That's all that have been here in the last few minutes, so it must be some sort of...
Okay, well, it could be human error. Let me go back and double check it, all right?
Okay.
And I'll call back if it's you. If it's not, I'm going to be very embarrassed.
Well, and if it is us, I still don't know what to tell you because no one here called, so...
Well, have you guys gotten any reports since I got you on the phone anyway? Have you gotten any reports about crazy Betzel?
We have not.
Oh, can I just tell you guys that you will?
Okay.
Just to prepare you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Always good to be prepared.
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you remember all the bullshit? I mean, sorry about my French. Remember all the spoofs I've done on people in Farmington?
I can remember having some contacts with you, Joel, I do, but I don't really have time to sit and reminisce, so...
Okay. All right. Well, good enough. I got better things to do, too.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm lying. But have a good day, Bonnie.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh, this poor woman. I have heard this woman on the phone before to you. You pretty much fucking harassed her. She's an officer of the law and you're harassing her. I'm surprised you're not, like, filing a complaint against you. Bonnie, I recognise that name. You've had a few interactions on the phone with her. In fact, I think you spoke to her about a year ago. You had this sort of manic episode, didn't you? And you went out and started doing a load of crazy shit. And then you spoke to her afterwards. And someone was saying that you were exposed, and you said, whoa, it's my man. Oh.
Yeah, you might kind of sucks. Yeah, I like the label. Isn't it cool? The label. I did some research, and I found out that the newspapers loved it, okay? All you have to do, if you're a student, is accuse a teacher of having touched you in an inappropriate way, and the teacher loses his job. Doesn't matter whether he did or he didn't. It doesn't matter whether he's found not guilty. He loses his job. Imagine that. Isn't that hard to imagine? His career is ruined. He doesn't have to go to court and be proved guilty to lose his job. He doesn't have to be found not guilty, and just the fact that he was accused will probably keep him from schools that would hire him, because they don't want that kind of thing. Okay? They wouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt. Why would they do that? Yeah. Over here in this country, you're supposedly not guilty until you're proved guilty. People have all these really strange beliefs. Not guilty before you get your day in court. Well, that could be a court a year from the point that he got accused. Could be a year without any income, no way to pay off the mortgage, make any mortgage payments. Oh yeah, the system's really set up really good, folks. Yeah, and you just sit there like good little sheeple, and it wasn't somebody that was related to you, and you don't give a fuck. You bunch of selfish fucking motherfuckers. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself and your most immediate friends and family. You know, there's an airline crash. Everybody on board's killed. 387 people to be exact. And it's just another day as you walk by the newspaper and you say, wow, a crash. 387 people, man. Oh, that's too bad. Let me read about it. And then you get a call from a relative. They say, I hate to tell you this, but you know that crash? And you go, yeah, wasn't that exciting? There were dead bodies all over the field, and might have been a terrorist and all kinds of stuff. They're doing an investigation. And then they tell you that your mother, who you actually love, not hate. I mean, this is how it works. If you have a mother that you hate, that abused you and treated you shitty, or a father, you say, good, the bitch is dead. Ah, the bitch is dead! But if it was somebody you were really close to, all of a sudden, just like that, when it's your son or daughter, and you have a good relationship with them, all of a sudden, it's so important. Otherwise, you turn on the boob tube, and you sit there like Panacea and says, well, that's not real, and that's not real, and there's nothing I can do about it, and I hate money. I love living on welfare. I have a lot of creativity. I don't care about money, but it looks like there could be some people out there that could use some help. I mean, if that was my daughter, I might actually do something. If I could just help one person, like over in Africa, you know, to feed one kid. But that might be too much of a stretch, right, Pan? Oh, might not be a color you like. But because it's your belief that you have a daughter, that you look into her eyes and you say, I see God, honey. That one will get you every time. Because your daughter is more special than some black nigger child in Africa that's starving to death, needs an education. And there's absolutely no reason to get off your fucking lazy ass and make any money, because you make the claim that you don't need any money. So you don't need to do anything. There's nothing to do, nobody to help. Nobody at all. Just a dream until it's your daughter that's on that plane. Just a dream until it's your daughter that's been terrorized, raped. Yeah, not a problem to pretend that everything is just a dream and it doesn't matter at all. Yeah. Right? How do you like me now?
Oh, it might matter in the dream, but it doesn't matter to the dreamer. You see what I mean? You know, if I was walking down the street and I saw, you know, somebody lying there bleeding to death, I'll do what's necessary, Phil. I'll do what's necessary. That's it. If it starts raining and I've got an umbrella, I'll put my umbrella up if I don't want to get wet. It'll just happen. And if it just happens that I help this guy who's bleeding to death on the street, then so be it. I'm not going to make a big fuss about it. Nor will I be influenced or shoved in any particular direction by a crazy old motherfucker like you. So shut your fucking trap. Shut your fucking egotistical, megalomaniacal fucking trap right now. I don't need fucking preaching to. You hear me? You can't help existence. You're not a fucking knight in shining armour to existence, dummy. You just play your little part and I'll play mine. Keep your fucking trap out of my business. Keep your fucking oinky, grunty little snout out of my fucking business. You old slag fucking faced cunt. Yeah. Oh, coincidentally, you said a black African child there. I do actually sponsor a small black African child in Zimbabwe. Can you believe that? £6 a month. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's right. Called Kundai. 8 years old. Did I ever tell you that? Did I ever tell you that? I never told you that, did I? But it came up, so I thought, yeah, I might as well mention it. See, I'm not like you lot. I don't show off about things. I don't go, hey, look what I'm doing. I'm a great man. I've got this homeless shelter and I'm broadcasting all over the world and, you know, I'm coach and I've got this organisation. But, you know, you brought it up, so why not? And lots of other things I do as well. Not that I have to do them. It's not an obligation. It just feels natural. It feels right. You know, like whatever's necessary in nature will occur. You know, a cheetah will chase down a little gazelle. It'll chase it down and it'll eat it. But nature doesn't lose anything, nor does it gain anything. You know, whether I help the child or I don't. Nature doesn't lose anything or gain anything. On a personal level, people might feel, oh, I feel good, I've done something good. Or they might feel guilty, damn, I haven't done anything. But with bias, remember there's division. And often there's obligation in division to do something right or to not to do something right. Or to do something right because somebody else is doing something right. Kind of copycat style. No, there's no obligation here, Phil. You know, you don't need to be judge, jury and executioner of all of existence. Because that's foolish. You know that there is a justice higher than that of man. So shut the fuck up. Get off your fucking high horse. Get off that fucking pedestal. You just fucking work within yourself. This is between you and God, motherfucker. Not you, me, and God. Arsewipe.
Ah, I like that when an ego defends itself. Yeah, I guess you're not much of a Bible reader. Jesus didn't defend himself, and it meant the difference between going to the gallows, quote unquote. Wasn't the gallows, of course, it was the cross. But whenever somebody defends themselves, that's what they're doing. They're defending that little self. He said,
defend themselves against what? What have I defended myself against? Your attack? I don't get it. What did the ego defend against? What did the ego defend against? Your attack? What did the fucking ego defend against? What did the ego defend against? You.
oh, can we take turns? Hey, we just did our first dot thing. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I fooled you into grabbing a hat last time. Now I got you to use the dot. Wow, this could actually work.
No, come on, answer the question.
Why? I was on a roll. I would have answered the question. You know how I can talk, just like you. You go, and eventually, after about 20 minutes, you get around to answering the question. Maybe. Like a slick politician. You talk so fucking long, they can't even remember the question. Aren't you beautiful? I love you. Mwah! Thank God it's Troll Thursday again. Oh, look. Skulligrism is in here. You know, these newbies, they come in and they don't know what's going on and they flee this really highly spiritual room. What an example. You see, only the heavies are in here. Because they hate a room that has mean vibes. I'm angry. I hate you. And of course, they have no idea what's going on, you know. Oh, well, fuck them.
Well, the question was, what was the ego defending there, right? Obviously, it was defending ego. Because, you know, ego knows ego, right? It recognizes it very well. That's why if you meet ego with silence, the ego dies, it falls away. It's got no fuel. So, I asked the question, what is the ego defending? Your ego, your judgment. Well, discernment maybe? No, it was judgment. It was defending itself against your ego. That's what it was doing. two egos locking horns. And I guess that one awareness is aware of that, right? So that's it then, yeah. Defense. Nice little defense mechanism. Yeah. But I've had enough of this shit now. This room's getting boring. It's better start getting exciting or I'm out of here. Just kidding. See, I made that up. I was just testing to see if your ego was going to respond again. Just remember, it's 12:30, right?
Well, what a nethead you are. I don't have an ego. You buy that? I'm lying. You know whether you got an ego. I got an ego. The thing is, it's not an issue to me anymore. You see, it's like the example I've used several times before. Let's see if you can figure it out. A gentleman that I've known for a couple of years comes over and see me. And you know, if you know somebody for a couple of years and interact with him, not on a chat room, or even on a chat room, but he was, you know, no computer, no chat room. I just met him and we became friends. And so one day he comes in and I notice, you notice your friends, and he's down and he's not playing any games. He's serious. And he looks down when he comes in, you know, you can tell, you know. I said, why are you so down? He says, it's my birthday. I said, happy birthday! He says, no, I don't celebrate my birthdays. You see the problem? Let's analyze this. Don't we just love to analyze shit? Analyze. Yeah, okay. So here's a possibility. When he was a kid, he used to get lots of attention, gifts, praise. It was a great day. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James. Happy birthday to you. And even a surprise party where they all get together and they go, wow, we're going to make him think that nobody's paying attention to his birthday. And then we're going to turn it all around and we're going to surprise him. We're going to go out of our way to ignore him all day long, like nobody even notices. Where he's going to have to say something like, hey, guys, you know, you guys used to come to my birthday parties. You know what day it is, but you seem to have all forgotten and you're ignoring me. God damn. You know it's my birthday today. It is. And then, you know, somebody might go, yeah, well, happy birthday, you know. Like, no big deal, you know. Something changed. So here he is, having been programmed to believe that his birthday, like Christmas, like Easter, like Thanksgiving, is a special day. A special day because he's a special birthday boy, just like you, James. And so it goes on, so his first birthday, no surprise party. Oh, nobody even notices for real. Nobody gives a shit. Now he's depressed because he got used to being a special birthday boy, growing up in a family that would honor his birthday and make him feel so loved. They would shower him with gifts and cards, and friends would come over, but not anymore. Oh. So he goes through withdrawal, and he's pissed. And he's hurt. Nobody noticed my birthday. I'm stretching it out, you asshole. Nobody noticed. You do it yourself, you motherfucker. I'm talking to text kids, but fortunately, if this is still being recorded, you can see where he's giving me a hard time. It is, after all, Troll Thursday. But I'm going to stretch it out even longer, motherfucker. Oh, I have to get some coffee, okay? You don't mind, do you? Jesus, I can't remember the end of the story anymore. Oh, God, you're right. I'm an old fucker. It's just can't fucking remember shit. What were we talking about anyway? You don't really want to know the ending. Nobody wants to know the ending. Nobody cares. I mean, the ending is really cool, guys, because I'm sure most of you can identify with this. But I can't remember what I was talking about now. So never mind.
Well, I'm eating my dinner now, Joe, so just carry on entertaining me, yeah?
Man, I don't feel like entertaining you. Go fuck yourself. Entertain yourself, you stupid fuck. Maybe you should just reduce that to, what did I used to call you? Idiot? Oh, yeah. God, I've only called you an idiot once. Okay, idiot. That's number 2. Now keep track, will you? Oh, yeah, I remember. The point of it was, as long as you have an issue about celebrating birthdays or not celebrating birthdays, it's an issue. Solution. See through the belief system where you got caught up in it, got programmed to believe that you were special on that day, and let it go. And if you have a problem with someone that has a big ego and trying to show that you don't, you still have a fucking issue, moron. So apply it to any issue, like someone that hates authority. Let me sharpen up the stick so you can shove it in your brain, stupid.
Yeah, Joe, is this live for test? It's a direct question. I want a direct answer. Is this live a test?
Fuck if I know. Why don't you make up a story about it? I know I can. I have no issues about making up a story or not making up a story, being quiet, or spilling the shit all over everywhere, or even shitting myself. Doesn't matter what I think. But I know one thing. It's the only thing I actually know right now. You're a fucking idiot. How do I know? Takes one to know one. Stupid.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
Wrong answer for who? You? Fucking playing God? I am you, you are me, we are all one happy family. I am God, you are God too. Blah, 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 blah. Blow it out your ass. So wrong. Hey, if you play tat, I'll play tit. If you play tit, I'll play tat. If you say yes, I'll say no. It's a good game. That's what morons do. We got Dashing Native in here. In my world, you're all my bitches. Right on, baby. I ain't nobody's bitch. In my world. But I can see what the point you're making. Yeah. In your world, everybody's your bitch. But then I think that's probably delusional. But don't worry. I'm probably just as delusional. Welcome to the club, motherfucker. And welcome to Troll Thursday. No copyrighted songs, otherwise you can destroy the broadcast. Fuck you. Fucking can't remember shit, can you? That's a copyrighted song. So if you don't want to play anymore, we're out of here. You either play it not copyrighted, how do you know? Dude, I lost 2.5 hours of a broadcast one time. They erased the whole soundtrack. If you're going to do that to me on purpose, I won't play your game. Real simple. If you can't separate the difference between play in a world that operates according to certain rules, I mean, you're not going to respect that, you can't play in my world. Sorry. I won't give up the broadcast for your fucking stupid bullshit that only your stuff matters to you, your family, your daughters. No, we're not playing that game, motherfucker. You come to my house, somebody comes to my house with a gun, I'll do whatever is necessary to protect my household or even strangers. That's the real world, motherfucker. So don't fuck with me and tell me that something isn't copywritten when you don't even know, where I have to change computers and watch a little thing that comes up and says, if you keep broadcasting copyrighted material, this broadcast will end. You seem to have a problem knowing when something is play in the real world, in context, and when it's not. And as long as you are in that space, okay, we're not playing your game. Because you speak out of both sides of your mouth and you are a very good liar. But your actions speak louder than words. And I have no idea if what you actually say, you contribute to a little black child. I'd say, well, you lie so much, almost as well as I do. And you're so good at it. And it's an improv room and it's Troll Thursday. I'd say fucking prove it, and I'll bet you can't, motherfucker.
Fuck off, you rigid, fucking, serious, miserable fucking bastard. Jesus Christ, the man's having a fucking heart attack. Well, actually, I don't know if it's copyrighted. But I thought it was in the public domain, so it doesn't need to be copyrighted, right? I mean, it could be my CD, which I'm playing in my own home. And you could be playing it in your own home. So how would they know? Whether it's copyrighted or not won't make any difference with it.
Well, that's a little lack of knowledge on your part, motherfucker. I've been in this industry, this particular one, okay, since 2001. Where I ran something called Audition Spotlight, www.audition, A-U-D-I-T-I-O-N, Spotlight, S-P-O-T-L-I-G-H-T.com, the world's first cyber audition hall. And I traded the rights for people that played their own material on shitty Yahoo audio, knowing full well that if people wanted the track, they could at least tell that it was a catchy tune and they liked it, but the actual audio quality, they could buy the CD from the artist. They could promote their website, their CD, whatever it is, shamelessly, giving out their email address, telling a story about it, how it was created, or anything else they wanted to do. In trade for my being able to use it. And I had to investigate the copyright law in 2001. You are fucking around with my broadcast and you don't know the copyright law. YouTube, if it matches anything in their computer, if you go to Google, type in anything, it'll come up millions of things in less than a split second, dummy. And they have a computer that instantly, after the amount of